While I was editing to get screenshots for this review, or rewatch, whatever, I found out the version of Mystic Knights that I was watching that I have on DVD is different than the version that's online, because the version I got online, there is an entirely new scene that I never saw before of Miter convincing a whole bunch of the little people of Tir Na Nog to support him. This is not on the DVD that I have. On my DVD, it's a bunch of VHS rips of the show, VHS recordings from the 90s, and I don't know if maybe the beginning was cut off, or it was like a cut from a rerun recording, maybe? But yeah, for whatever reason, that whole scene at the beginning of Miter convincing some citizens of Tir Na Nog to support him, gone on the version that I've always seen, so yeah. Keep that in mind while watching this review, because at the end, especially, I'll bring up about how I don't know how Miter was able to convince everyone so quickly that he should be a good leader, and even with that scene, like, knowing that scene is there, I'm still a little bit confused as to why so many citizens of Tir Na Nog just willingly go with him, because, like, yeah, he says he'll give them some of Finvara's gold, but, like, they're leprechauns. Like, do they really, like, need gold? It seems like they could just make it or whatever. That's it for this thing. Back to the actual review.
Hey everyone, finish watching the next episode of Mystic Knights, The War of the Little People. Queen Maeve and Miter have come up with a new plan to depose King Finvara. Maeve pretends to seek an audience with the Fairy King and sneaks in Miter. A bunch of fairies turn on Finvara at the sight of him, apparently. Wasn't Miter supposed to have been exiled from Tir Na Nog? Why are there so many fairies immediately on board with him? The Mystic Knights are summoned by Finvara. They answer his call, and he warns them that Miter has put a curse on their armor and weapons. Only by handing them over can the spell be reversed. The knights are suspicious but comply. At the castle of Kells, Aideen is looking for Rowan. Kahad tells her of the messenger Finvara sent. She thinks that sounds unusual and goes to check on the knights. In Tir Na Nog, Finvara reveals himself to actually be Miter in disguise. He orders some soldiers to lock away the knights. They find themselves imprisoned with the real Finvara. Aideen sees the army of Temra preparing to attack. She sneaks into the knights' cell and warns them. They try to come up with a plan. While they think, Angus pulls out some candy he had with him. This gives Finvara an idea. He and the knights make a big deal about how happy they are to have candy, and the fairy guarding them overhears. He demands they hand it over. Rowan responds that the bars are in the way. The guard takes the bars away, allowing them to escape. The guard runs away, and the heroes go over to a chest where Miter is keeping their armor and weapons. They can't open it. Miter casts a spell over it. Aideen knows how the magic works, only the outside is affected by magic. If she can squeeze inside, maybe she can break the spell. Her plan works, and the knights successfully retrieve their armor. Finvara challenges Miter himself. The knights aren't sure whether or not to stay or leave to defend Kells. Finvara defeats Miter in a magic duel and retakes his throne. Miter retreats. The knights then leave and drive off the army of Temra. This is a pretty unique episode. There's no monster or sentinel to fight, and the whole plot takes place almost entirely in Tir Na Nog. There's an odd bit at the beginning that really goes nowhere. King Conifer sends Maeve a request of peace, which she rejects. I'm not sure what he expected. I kind of wish the plot with Miter taking over Tir Na Nog was a little more explained. The entire nation just seems to accept that he's the new leader because he says so. Does Finvara not have any strong allies or loyal subjects who would be willing to fight against him? I think there should have been a spell that brainwashes all the little people as an explanation. A major positive I can give this episode is the role Finvara and Aideen play in it. They're both proactive and resourceful. The knights giving up their armor is a bit predictable, but it's still early on enough in the series I can give it a pass. They're still new and learning how all of this works, but I think this is the farthest in this could have been at episode 10. We're a fifth of the way into the series. No Pyre this time, and we get an odd bit of exposition from Finvara that Pyre can't enter Tir Na Nog. I think he's too big to fit anyway. Seeing Finvara and Miter have a magic duel is different. I wonder if we'll see either of them actually engage in action again in the series. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.
Throw him out in the cold. Don't give him his jacket. Don't give him.
Meanwhile, Doug Walker's just looking on going,
He's going, build that wall!